Welcome to October. Here in Chicago, our weather has started to change, and I notice on the trees, we're beginning to see some of the colors of fall begin to pop up. So today what I want to do is go through the 5 Sundays of October and talk about the Gospels. But before I do that, I need to explain every Sunday in October the second reading. The second reading during October Sundays is from St. Paul's second letter to who? A man named Timothy. Timothy. Who was Timothy? St. Paul, traveling and preaching and teaching people, St. Paul taught Timothy's mother and grandmother, taught them about Jesus Christ and the Christian faith. And the two of them became Christians, followers of Jesus Christ. Timothy's mother and grandmother taught Timothy about the Christian faith, passed it on to him. Later, Timothy decided to join St. Paul and work with him. And then after that, when St. Paul was in prison in Rome, St. Paul wrote this letter, the second letter to Timothy, because now Timothy had become a leader of his faith community. So St. Paul is explaining to Timothy, what does it mean to truly belong to Jesus Christ and become one of his followers? When I looked at the Gospels for October, the Gospels each explain what it means to be truly a good servant, a good follower of Jesus Christ. And so this Sunday, October 2nd, we have this gospel story that Jesus tells. And Jesus talks about being a servant. And what does Jesus say? Your attitude should be always a servant. At the end of the story, Jesus says, the servants do their best and then say what? I'm a servant. That's my responsibility. That's what I'm supposed to do. So Jesus says a good servant does not go around patting themselves, oh, I'm wonderful, I do wonderful things. No. If you really want to serve the Lord, your attitude needs to be, I love being able to serve God and to do his work in the world to set up his kingdom. On the second Sunday of October, we have a story that many of us already know. It happened that a group of people with the sickness of leprosy came near Jesus. Now, long ago, the Jewish law was if you were sick with leprosy, you could not come and touch a person who was healthy. You were supposed to avoid people who were not sick. In fact, if you were a person with leprosy, you had to ring a bell to warn people that you had that sickness. So 10 people come and they see Jesus. And so the group is there. They go, Jesus, please, please heal us. Help us get well. We can go back to our families again. And Jesus heals them. And they all leave. One comes back. He's not Jewish. One comes back to thank Jesus. And Jesus says, I healed 10 people. The other 9 people, where'd they go? The point of the story is, again, if we want to really belong to Jesus, we should live always with a sense of gratefulness. Thank you, God, for my life. Thank you, God, for my faith. Thank you, God, for my family. Thank you for all these things. We have so much. We have so much in our lives. And sometimes we forget or just don't care to thank God. But Jesus is saying, you really want to become a follower? Hey, Timothy, you and your people should live always with a sense of thankfulness.